Live from Elon Musk's drum and bass playlist, this is the Podworms Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who helped Chase hit over 100,000 listens on Spotify. Welcome to the Spacecast. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Podworms Spacecast. So excited to have you with us for another episode. Let me introduce you to the guys on the show today. We have one half of the Deadly Brother duo. It's Mike McCoy.
Deadly Brother roll call.
And his deadly brother, Kevin McCoy.
And the Deadly Brother roll call.
We have our DJ, producer, all around great guy, Chase Golka.
Hello.
We have Polo Pete.
Look, you get 15 feathers on SlugJump, and that grants you temporary immunity, and then you can kill any of the baddies.
You know, that's my favorite thing you've ever said in the show, Peter, because SlugJump, the game, is now available on all iOS devices right now, and has been for like 3 weeks by the time you hear this. So enjoy that. And we have our little buddy, Jim Charters.
Just every day brings you one step closer to overthrowing the federal government.
Okay, you're going to say it brings you one step closer to the edge.
And I'm about to break. That's what I thought too. This is the closest we've been to having 7 worms on the pod for quite some time, which is exciting.
In months.
Oops.
It's been a busy summer.
Yeah.
But lots of accomplishments. Chase, congratulations on 100,000 listens on your EP.
Thank you. It feels good.
That is
what
pretty
an accomplishment.
big.
I just like to, publicly thank Elon Musk. Publicly, as in, because a lot of people listen to this podcast. Thanks Elon Musk for helping me out with my music career, which is something I never thought I would say.
Can you explain what exactly this is in reference to? What the situation is? How did Elon Musk get this on his playlist?
Who is Elon Musk?
How Elon Musk? Yeah, okay. Elon Musk. He's what's his face? He's Iron Man, basically.
He's Tony Stark.
He's Tony Stark. No, I don't know how
James Bond villain.
Or he's evil James Bond. It's the jury's out on that one.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, I actually have no idea how it got on there, to be honest. The only reason that I figured out that my song had been added to Elon Musk's drum and bass 2020 workout playlist is because one of my producer friends said he was listening to it while he was working out, and then my song started playing. So I don't know how it got on there. I don't think it's Elon Musk that really adds them on there, but I'm sure he's listened to it because it probably has to get approval. I don't know. So that's on there. And that playlist has gotten me more plays on that song than any other playlist or any other song I've ever released.
That's so dope.
Yeah, I think is so hilarious about that. I mean, not only the weird coincidence that your friend heard it on the playlist, but the fact that anybody goes to the gym working out and they're like, man, I need to pump up. What should I listen to? I don't know. Who has good taste in drum and bass?
Yeah.
Elon Musk, perhaps?
Yeah, dude, it's so wild.
This is like the person that goes I need workout music, but they have zero imagination. So then they just are like, all right, well, what celebrity playlist can I play at the gym? Oh, yeah. Elon. Fucking love Elon. Let's throw it on.
There's a good chance your music has been played in outer space now.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. Hopefully next thing I'll get an email from him, with a free ticket around the moon.
Nice.
The truth is, every time I work out, I need to step back, clear my head, and make sure I get into that billionaire mindset.
Oh, of course. Every time you step to the weights, you gotta make sure that you have that billionaire mindset.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty solid, I can see the thought process there. It's I want to work out like someone who is a great success would work out. I want to hone in on that energy. It's you get the self-help book and then you're like, oh, this guy's great. You listen to his Spotify playlist. Boom. Great success.
He's really known for his fit body. So,
yeah.
If our listeners at home want to listen to that song or EP that was featured in the Elon Musk drum and bass workout playlist 2020, what can they go search on Spotify, Chase?
You can search Rebel Scum, and I'm the only Rebel Scum that in existence, apparently, which is cool. And you'll see.
You killed all the other ones.
There's like a band, maybe I think that's called like the Rebel Scum, but like,
dude, lose the.
I come up at the top because I have the most plays and followers and stuff. So
yeah, fuck the Rebel Scum.
So
honestly, can you publicly say fuck the Rebel Scum on our podcast?
Yeah, fuck the Rebel Scum, dude. Those guys suck.
Okay, whoa, controversial, but and Chase, I think you mentioned on the show. If it wasn't on the show, it was right before the show started, so. It's a little blurred for me, but I think you mentioned that this track was the first one we had to like pay the featured. There's a rapper on one of the tracks.
Oh yeah.
And you said you just straight up lost money. Now, because it's gotten so many hits on Spotify, have you recouped your losses?
It's so funny because I've been in this discussion for the past like couple weeks because I have a bunch of other vocalists working on other tracks and stuff right now, and there's all this like kind of sneaky drama with like their agents and like what who's like how the split is gonna work. So like the way that it works is like if you release with a label, you split it 50-50 with them, like any royalties or plays and all that stuff. But then if you work with a vocalist, you have to split it your 50% with them too. So then you're getting half. You're getting like if you do 50-50 with them, not the best deal for you as a producer. Then you're only getting 25% of all the work that you did on the tune, which is probably more work than a vocalist. Like, no offense to vocalists, they do really important stuff. But anyway, so 100,000 plays on Spotify is $500, and then divide that by 2, and then divide that by I think it was an 80-20 split that I had with this. So I get 80% of half of that. So yeah, no, I'm not even close to making money back.
What a deal.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of bullshit. So that's the problem with like being a producer is that you have to, if you pay a vocalist and you split royalties with them, you have to recoup whatever you pay them before you even start making money. So most likely you're going to lose money unless you're like a big famous guy.
I remember seeing, because like Pharrell posted the check that he got from Spotify for Happy back in the day. And it was like, it had got like 10 million plays. And he got like $4,000.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's terrible.
It's kind of $1 million. So I guess if you go, 100,000 is $500. So, multiply that across. What does pay who pays the best technically is Tidal. You get that high def,
high fidelity,
streaming. Beyonce, Jay-Z. Deadmau5,
Daft
Punk. I don't even know if I'm on Tidal though, to be honest. I think I actually might be because when you distribute, you go to those ones. But yeah,
that's the only thing. When I heard your EP on Spotify, I was like, man, this fidelity is like just like too low for me to really enjoy this. Like,
yeah, I almost thought about not putting it on there because
totally. It's like you're not even hearing it. Honestly,
you're not hearing it right.
I only felt like a millionaire. Truthfully, I like put it on and I was like,
I know
this doesn't feel like $1 billion. This feels like
I know. Elon Musk called me up. I had to send him the file separately. So if you guys wanted to, I'll send you the high fidelity version.
I'm so glad you're networking out of this whole situation.
Yeah, I tweeted at him. He didn't respond.
Did you? Oh, okay. I'm sure he'll get around to it soon.
Too bad.
Yeah.
How
he's doing deadlifts right now.
It was not controversial at all. I guess that maybe I should have made it more controversial.
To be on brand for Elon.
Yeah.
Then he'll respond to you.
Well, we have the cast all together, minus Phil, who he's in the process of moving right now. So hope you're unboxing well, or whatever you say. People are moving. I guess you don't need to wish them well.
That's what you say. You usually send it in a card, though.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say. You know what? We didn't get him a card, you guys.
That was our bad.
Us to help.
Dang.
He asked us to help him move, and we said no.
Fuck no.
You know that Wednesdays is the pod.
We got the pod. Yeah, that's actually
dearest Phil. Hope your Boxing Day goes well. Love the podworms.
That's actually a good. Go ahead, Jace.
I was just gonna say, what if somebody was moving and then they just made an unboxing video of them unboxing all of their own stuff in their own house?
That's
Do you think they could make a lot of money? I'm kind of pissed that I just thought of that because I
that's so
done
good.
unboxing. At this point.
well, it's brilliant because like an unboxing video gets like so many hits, and think about how many boxes you're unboxing when you're moving. Like
exactly.
I mean, that's just cash in your pocket.
Is each box its own video?
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
I guess
dude.
maybe it's a series. Yeah.
It's a whole series. Yeah,
It's like a whole
And-
YouTube
and,
channel
like-
is one move, and the videos like have been like releasing once a week for the past like decade.
You have to pay somebody though to box all your stuff up, so you have no idea what you're about to unbox. maybe it's the kitchen, or maybe the kitchen and all your books were put together, or it's only half of it.
I love that. There's stakes.
And then at the end, you're like, I am missing a whole set of stuff. What happened?
dude.
Yeah.
And then there's like a very special episode where you have to go find the guy and he gives you the very last box.
That's
It's not what you're expecting.
Yeah, it's not what you're
in the box?
expecting.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
It's kind of like American Pickers, but it's your own stuff. That's exciting. Speaking of podcasts being recorded on Wednesdays, for at least a little bit, what we're going to go try and do is we're going to record and release episodes every other week. So to simp for podworms at gmail.com, who is so concerned about an episode not being released, just know that we're switching up the recording schedule in the quarantine time. And we're going to try and get everybody together in those episodes to bring the whole family together more often. So that's a little switch up for you for some time. We'll let you know when that changes back to the every week style. But as for this episode, we do have a great show, of course. Peter has a story all about something that I don't know anything about, but we're going to learn soon. Jim has a story about a pool, which I do know about. At least
It's a similar story.
a similar story to Peter's, which I don't know anything about. And most excitingly, Chase has found the original script to a short film that many of the Podworms were involved in back in, I think, junior high.
Oh yeah.
Called Fate of the Fallen. And we're going to read through the insane ramblings of a 13 or 14-year-old at the end of this episode. So stay
Exactly
tuned.
what it's like, too.
Fuck yeah.
Before we get into Peter's story about whatever,
God, I'm so stoked for that. I'm hyped for Peter's story.
It's gonna be really exciting.
so as Peter alluded to at the beginning of the episode, I actually had my app that I was working on for a while, my game, SlugJump, published yesterday. And this interesting thing happened, which is 3 different like Chinese kind of publishing companies reached out about like working with them to publish the game or something. And I figured that it was just kind of standard, like when a new app hits the store, they're like just trolling on the new apps sections.
Right.
And
FNX style.
right, FNX style, which I kind of figured. But then I asked, I was looking around a little bit, and I even asked on like the Unity, which is the game development software I use, the subreddit, about this kind of thing. And it seems like it's not a scam, but basically they will do like a trial they basically work with you to see if the game is successful. Like they'll market it and they'll try some different things. And if it's successful, then they'll work with you and then you kind of work out a deal or whatever. And so my game's like totally not worthy of being a real serious game, but I think it's just very interesting that this was happening. And so one of the guys reached out, and on all of these, I just say yes. Like, oh yeah, I'd like to hear more, because why not?
Why not?
Of course.
And so like one of the guys, his name is Zeus. It's not his real name. He's,
Zeus reached out,
not
bro?
Zeus.
How do you know that's not his real name?
okay, it could be his real name. I guess I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But so he sent me this email, and like they're a global publisher that they specialize in what's considered to be a hyper casual game, which my game would qualify as. Hyper casual basically means that it's
Very
like
cash.
there's no
On the toilet.
barrier
So
to entry.
cash.
Yeah, you're sitting in the toilet.
Hyper cash.
No knowledge needed, right? It's just super simple. And those
Dude,
games
that's how I live my life, man. Hyper
casual.
I'm fucking hyper.
I have a hyper casual life.
Now
Like, really,
entering hyper cash.
I'm so hyper about how cash I am.
It is funny that they choose hyper casual because it's like, no, these are not casual games. Like, think a casual game and then think it's even more simple than that. It's hyper casual.
So fucking hyper.
Dude, if you're any more casual, you'd be a baby, bro.
Right?
If your eyelids are all the way open, you're playing the wrong game.
You have to be kind of stoned, kind of high, or just kind of stupid to enjoy the game. So basically, they reached out, and I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to hear more." And so they sent me their this spreadsheet that kind of shows their workflow for working with people. And I won't go through the whole thing; it's not that interesting. But basically, what they do is they work with you, and they set these benchmarks. And the benchmarks are basically, they care about retention, and they care about cost per acquisition, basically. And so what they're looking for is how many people are playing or are engaged with the app one day after install, and how many are engaged 1 week after install. And then they have these different benchmarks, and they put them in these 2 tiers, tier 1 and tier 2. Now, here's where it's so incredulous. Like, this one might be a scam, or they might be just like such an incredibly successful company that if you hit these benchmarks, then they're willing to actually shell this out. It's insane. So basically, if you meet these benchmarks, it says if you hit the tier 1 benchmarks, then you get $100,000 upfront per month for 6 months, then 50-50 revenue share for the remainder of its time on the store. And if you're in tier 2, you get $30,000 per month for 3 months and 50-50. So either way, that's completely fucking insane.
What?
But what some people were discussing is that even if the game's not super polished, they're kind of looking to see if that style of game is catching on or interesting. And I bet that if they're like, oh, this isn't really working, they could probably just contract somebody to make a similar game for cheap. And so that's very possible too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because if the game, like, if the concept is good, they're like, oh, this is kind of cool. They talk to you, learn about it, and then go contract somebody else to go make a clone.
Dude.
That's probably possible too. But basically, what they have in their roadmap here, basically, they work with you, and then if they sign you, then I kind of would like work for this company, and they'd like have me monetize the game, and I'd have to be responsible for putting out like monthly updates and stuff.
Dude.
It's like this, dude. It's like this whole thing that I definitely like. I think is just completely crazy and not possible. But I'm very, very interested to talk to this person to learn more because
definitely.
It's like
100%.
it's so bizarre. And there's, like I said, 2 other companies similar that were reaching out to. And so it's just like this very strange thing that I guess I'll potentially have a funny update for you guys next time we get together.
Dude, you know what
funny
it is?
update. I'm making $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
I quit my job.
It's hilarious.
Is that fucking funny or what, you guys?
Hey guys,
don't
The
do
funniest
it.
thing I've ever said.
Your game's gonna get banned like TikTok.
Dude, I was just gonna say, you know what it is? They're just trying to find the new TikTok, man. They're trying to find a way to get people's data, and they're looking at SlugJump and they're going, "This is where everybody's gonna go."
So much
We're gonna get everybody's info.
Slug games are the
They're like,
future.
Once you get past the first level, could you do a thing where like the person has to take a picture of themselves and then maybe a picture of their ID?
Oh my god!
First level.
well, you know
That would be a great improvement.
what's exceptionally funny though is like I was looking on the internet through playlists of video games, and I was like, what hyper casual games do I want to play that'll put me in that billionaire mindset?
Right.
And on Elon Musk's playlist, SlugJump was number 1 for sure.
Number 1.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
Man, that's crazy.
I mean, I have something analytics from the launch, and if Elon Musk has it on his playlist, he's one of like 30 people that has it on their phone. So that's a pretty exclusive club so far.
Wow.
Yeah, dang.
Whoa.
But yeah, so we'll see. Lots of potential here. Lots of potential. And if you guys never hear from me again, it's probably because I'm a famous app developer spending half my time here in Seattle and half my time in Beijing, China.
Dang. That's cool, dude.
The funny thing though is that the fact these are all Chinese companies actually gives them more credibility because China is like the biggest mobile market in the world. because everybody has a phone, and they develop so much stuff specifically for the Chinese market, like stuff that would be on a console, like Call of Duty, or even like Blizzard got a lot of backlash because they're developing a Diablo game for mobile,
Right.
because they're basically catering specifically to the Chinese market, because China will just gobble up anything on mobile.
Huh.
So there is actually a lot of money to be made in China on mobile. So
Dang.
yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll follow up on that.
You could like build out the slug verse. You could do like slug slide and slug fly.
Well, I need to like
Slug
right once I have
fly.
that IP, because you can imagine that you can have the slug character brand on all sorts of things, like
Yes.
a hair clip, perhaps.
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude, I'd get the slug
Backpack.
clip. The slug pack.
Slug
There's some
phone case.
potential here.
What was
There's
hair
some
clip the
potential
first thing you
here for,
thought of?
Wait, you don't
Or
get
like
you don't
a-
get merch hair clips?
And a slug hair clip.
Yeah, dude, you got to get the slug clip.
Slug socks.
Go to 7-Eleven, get that slug Slurpee.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Do these Chinese companies have that sort of marketing pull, man? Like are they going to be a Slurpee tie-in? Come on.
We'll see.
That'd be so sick.
Oh, it'll soon be called Slug 11.
Slug 11.
Dang.
I'll have to sell my soul to make SlugJump as presented by 7-Eleven.
There's some
No, dude, you
there's some
gotta-
potential for a movie franchise too.
You got to
Oh,
change it
definitely.
right now. This is the only time you can do it. Right at the precipice is you got to change it to Andrew Leclerc's
Yes.
SlugJump.
Slug
Slug
jump.
jump.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Actually, this is so the part of the game is that you're jumping as a slug and you collect like leaves and stuff. But I can imagine product placement, like if it's SlugJump brought to you by 7-Eleven, instead of leaves, it's like Coke.
That's exactly.
Fucking Slurpee, and you just like
Slurpee.
Just thinking, oh, sick Twinkies.
Yeah, and he has voice lines like, this Tostito is great.
yeah. Don't get the moldy Slim Jim.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's got fuel. He's got fuel up.
The good thing about making it Andrew Leclerc's SlugJump is that you could then have a whole series of games that you don't have to develop. You just put your name on, and you
Right.
just
It's
have
your
the
brand.
licensing rights. It's your brand for the whole thing. Andrew
Yeah.
Leclerc's Civilization 7.
Yeah, Andrew
And-
Leclerc's
Andrew
Troll
Leclerc's-
3.
Andrew plays SlugJump 2021.
Yep.
Oh,
You guys, I should have consulted you first. This is a big missed opportunity, but I guess it's not too
Yeah.
late still. So
I think really what you need to do right now is get Chase to do the music for the next one, and maybe instead of SlugJump, I don't know, Worm Leap,
okay, all
Hey.
right.
and
Leap.
tie this
Just a-
podcast in.
Yeah.
A reskinned SlugJump that's just Worm Leap.
and just
And then
oh, go ahead.
at some point, the worms and the slugs meet in a cinematic universe battle between good and
Nice.
evil.
That would be epic.
You're gonna make
I'm writing this
billions of
down,
dollars.
Peter. I'm writing this down.
Every 10
Elon
seconds.
Musk is going to come to you for advice.
Peter, speaking of people coming to you, can you please tell us this story, and I'll get the audio ready for the listeners here.
Yeah, so I was going to tell the story about Jim's pool, but
Yeah. I mean,
guess
I'll have to
we
tell
should
that
start
one, I guess.
But I woke up on was it Monday morning, and I think some of you will remember that we had when we originally moved in a couple months ago, probably I think around March. We found a couple notes on our back porch that were left
Yes, I
overnight
remember.
with some random beers and a couple notes like saying, "Hey, welcome to the house, welcome to the neighborhood, congrats." Like this person leaving them was under the impression that we had purchased the house, moved in, and had been renovating it for the last couple of years. And they left one set of notes, and then a couple of weeks later, they had left another note with another beer, and they were like written on ripped off pieces of paper, like a calendar that was in German and like blue crayon. It was really weird, really off-putting. But-
Did you say a German calendar with blue crayon?
Like they had ripped a piece of the calendar, and on the other side that was blank, they had written in like blue crayon like that note. And I was like, this is weird, but whatever.
So blue crayon by itself is terrifying.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's terrifying.
The only
So-
writing implement they had was blue crayon.
Right. So it's like some serial killer, like Zodiac level shit, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but add in the German calendar, and I am
Yeah, it's like
Lost.
Montag, Tustag, Watson, whatever, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So whoever it was, they didn't come back. And like the day after the second drop off, I bought some Ring doorbell cameras and put one on the back door and one on the front door. And we had yet to, we're on a corner lot on 2 roads, and we had yet to have a back fence built. We're actually in the process of building the fence, but we're in a kind of open spot where our house is. And so like, okay, well, I guess it's gone. And it's been 6 months now, 5 months or whatever. We've had the Ring doorbells. And so we'll get like notifications like a couple months ago when the Seattle or the Bothell Police Department had this big thing of a manhunt. Like I caught a video of a cop looking in our garage door for the guy who they were chasing. Like he shined a light so I can see all this stuff. So Monday morning I woke up like I usually do at 5 o'clock, and I had a notification, and it's so that somebody had come to the front door. And I was like, that's weird. And it was for 11:20 at night. And I'm usually in bed by 10. I let Churro out the back door to go pee at around 10 o'clock. And so I watched the video, and Andrew's about to play it, and we'll put maybe a screenshot up on Twitter or on Instagram. But we'll play it for you guys, and you can see what I saw. This freaked me out when I saw this. Andrew, go ahead and play it.
Are you going to describe it as well, Peter, then?
Oh, boy.
Yes, I'll describe it as well. But what I saw was this guy up at our front door, and he was in this like biker's helmet, like a bicycle helmet, in shorts and gloves, and he put a bouquet of flowers on our front porch, looked back at them to make sure that they hadn't fallen over, and then walked across our grass back to his bike, and then was pushing it along the sidewalk slowly as a car drove by him, and then like went down the road. And he like gently placed the flowers. And I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
he's there for a while, just crouched, like
yeah,
each other in the right spot.
Yes.
A lot of care.
And we have a porch light that's pretty bright. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he just didn't notice the Ring doorbell, or he didn't care, or he doesn't know what that is. But something tells me that like he didn't know he was being filmed, or he didn't know he was being filmed, or he's got like something not quite registering.
Well,
in his mind.
if we're going to try to connect these multiple events, I mean, a person writing in blue crayon has no idea what a Ring doorbell is.
Yeah.
They don't even know what a pen is.
Fair enough.
So I go out there, I watch the video, I'm like, what the fuck? So I go out there, and this fits the pattern of the previous ones, 'cause the previous ones had to have been dropped off between 10 o'clock at night and 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's when I go to bed and get up. And I would have noticed had they been dropped off any other time before that. So I walk around the house. This time, just flowers. There's no note.
No note.
No note.
That is
And, you
so-
don't, and no remote. You don't recognize that guy at
No
all.
clue.
I have no clue who that is.
He's just a guy
Yeah.
who thinks he knows who lives there, but he clearly does not know who lives there.
It's so weird.
Well, the funny thing is, my dad had been working on this house for like 4 years,
Yeah.
and every person in this neighborhood, the fire people, the cops, all the people that walk by, have talked to him at least once. And the notes that had been left had been like, "Hey, congratulations on your new house, or on the renovation, or it's great to have a piece of Bothell safe." So this guy obviously never, or this person never talked to my dad, because if they had, they would have known that we didn't buy the house. We're just renting from this old man who's been renovating it for 4 years. So this guy has
This
no
old man.
clue.
Did you show the video to your dad?
So yeah, so my dad was coming by. He's been building the fence, and so I showed the video to him, and he's like, he's like, I don't recognize that person, but that's weird. And he already thought that the previous stuff was weird. And then he goes, well, I really think you need to at least let the police know. And then I was like, no, I don't know if I want to take it that far yet. And then I talked to my neighbor who has been living here for in her house for 40 years. I'm like, hey, do you recognize this person? Because I grabbed a screenshot, and no, I don't recognize that. And think you need to let the police know because maybe this person's leaving stuff for other people. And that morning I'd walked down the street like 3 houses and looked, and there was nothing left on anybody else's porch.
Oh God. That's weird.
Okay.
I was just driving by a police officer in Bothell, and they have on the back of all their cars now, it says you can file reports online at BothelPoliceReports.com.
So I went to look at that, and I was like, okay, I guess I could just like let them know that this happened, because like my goal was like maybe there's somebody who's making other people feel like violated and creepy, because I don't want to like file a police report, but I also want to make sure that like if other people are getting shit left on their porch, the cops have all the information, and there's no other alternative right now in Bothell to escalate.
Right.
Really hard to figure out what you're supposed to do online. It's not a good system. So I just ended up calling the police number, and some lady took down my information. So then an officer called me back.
Now this
was like,
okay,
yeah. No, go ahead.
I'll let you finish.
So the officer was like, okay, so yeah, explain to me exactly what's going on. And I explained to her the previous 2 incidents. Like, did you get any video or photo? And I was like, nope. She goes, okay, and explain to me this one. And I go, well, they put the flowers on. She goes, yeah, flowers would be creepy. Yeah, that's a little weird. I'm like, yeah. And she goes, well, and after I explained this whole thing, she goes, well, what's disturbing about it is if you had video on the previous one where they left it in your back porch, we would have a criminal trespassing charge for them, and we could try and find who they are. But then she explained to me that anybody who leaves anything on your front porch is not actually trespassing. Because apparently
it's public
there's
access
like,
or something.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an expectation for your backyard that you get privacy, but for your front yard, unless it's fenced, that you don't have an expectation to privacy.
Well, I wish I had known that before I had filed that lawsuit against all my Amazon delivery.
But would have been good information. Yeah.
I wish I had looked that up.
So I was like, oh, okay. And so she's like, but send us the video anyway, because there's an officer that usually patrols that area, and she might know who he is, and she might be able to say, hey, you're freaking this couple out. Maybe don't drop stuff off to your house. And so I sent it over, and I haven't gotten a response, but now we're probably going to build a fence in the front yard so that the person can't get in.
Wow.
Then you'll get a video of them opening the gate to leave something on your front porch, and then struggle to get a bike out of the gate as they get out of there.
The note will be like, "Hey, really nice fence."
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats on the new fence. Here's
I
another
left
bouquet.
you some flowers.
It's so funny because I would have thought that, like, you know, like it would make sense if like you had just moved in and someone else had just moved out, right? Like maybe like there was a girl who lived there or something. But the fact that it's been under construction for so long.
Yeah, it's creepy regardless. But then, yeah, especially because it's like, you know, that he didn't know who lived there before.
Right. Like the fact that there's just no motivation. Like I can't even think of a reasonable motivation is the weirdest part.
Well, see,
I mean, I've been walking around nude, like in the front yard and the back. But other than that.
Oh, you can only walk around nude in your backyard, Peter.
Yeah, that's because that's privacy.
Well, that's what now I was told that by a patrol officer the other day. So
now, Peter, here's an unconventional solution for an unconventional problem. Have you considered
get a gun?
Of those
moving
giant nets from the cartoons? They kind of like lay them on the ground, and then when the person comes, it gets like hoisted into the air, and they're like trapped in the net, flailing around. About that?
Yeah. Put like a big like turkey dinner right in the center.
A freshly cooked turkey dinner.
Yeah. Like the smell, like it's gonna smell so good. Like the steam is gonna be wafting out. It's gonna turn into a hand, and it's gonna go into his nostril, kind of like beckon him over. Like this. We start floating. Like
his eyes might pop out of his head and go awooga.
Yeah. Might start salivating, and there's like saliva dripping from his mouth as he gets to the turkey.
Yeah.
He looks like he bikes to work. Maybe he's a commuter on a bike. So maybe if I pile a bunch of protein bars.
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's got to be hungry for sure.
Like a bear trap.
Maybe
I can catch him.
Or just put some IPAs out there.
Just spread some granola.
Dude, I think, okay, so here's what I think. Since there's not really a very good solution about what what this actually is like, part of me wonders if maybe this guy just had some flowers. And since he doesn't know any of the people, was just like, you know what? I'll do something nice for just a random person, and I'll just leave them some flowers on their front porch.
And this is being arrested.
And this is completely unconnected to the beers and notes from before.
And instead of somebody walking out of the front door and being like, "Oh wow, some flowers. That's kind of cool. I'll put them in. This will really freshen up the dining room." You know.
Right.
Instead of that, Peter's like, "Yeah, so I filed a police report. And,
let's put him in jail for life."
Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like it one bit.
That's
Free
my
flowers.
question. What did you do with them, Peter?
Oh yeah,
I threw him. I put a gardening glove on and threw him away.
A gardening
that's probably
glove.
a good idea.
Did it look like a nicely put together bouquet? Or that's true.
I have a picture of it. I can look back, but it wasn't like one when you go to the store and you buy them. You know, like a bouquet from the store. It looked like they had like wrapped them up at home, so
Like a serial killer kind of thing?
Wait, these were nice.
Yeah.
These were
They had gone to
nice.
a
The
lot
fact that they
of
were wrapped
trouble.
up is
He probably watched you throwing them away.
Well, yeah.
The next morning. That's
He knows.
That's the creepiest shit I've ever heard.
He knows.
Well, and then-
He
threw them
probably
away.
watched you throw them away.
On our by our front door now, we have a sign. My dad went out and got a sign that said, "No solicitors, no loitering."
No loitering. Oh my god,
Dude, if he
So
watched
now
you,
now I'm just gonna have kids who are gonna come out with their skateboards and start smoking. I'm loitering.
oh, this looks like a cool place to do it. Sit.
Yeah.
Let's smoke here.
Brad's
Go to
Just
Arby's
loiter.
later.
let's do kickflips in this guy's front yard.
dude, did you guys bring the hacky sack?
Also, the thing that pissed me off more, maybe than just the fact that he kind of like violated our space, we have a perfectly good, brand new concrete walkway from the porch
That's right.
to the sidewalk, and that jackass decided to walk across the lawn.
Wow.
Honestly, that
come
was the
on.
biggest offense.
Very disrespectful.
Well, God
He
willing,
obviously
we'll have an
doesn't care
update.
about us that much.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the next time we hear about this, either the criminal has been caught or he's visited you again with another bizarre gift.
It's criminal.
Or he's calling in because he's on the pod.
Oh yeah, because it's one of us.
An interview with a serial gift lever. Yeah, that would be exciting.
Yes.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get more on that soon. Until then,
No.
Jim,
Don't want-
Yeah.
No.
let's hear about your pool.
All right. So, it's been really hot around here, you guys. So
Scorcher.
it's been a real scorcher of a summer during this pandemic. And so we were looking for ways that where we don't have to go out, we can stay cool in our yard. So the wife and I decided to get a pool for the backyard. And we've all heard Andrew's story about his inflatable pool that overflowed and everything. And we also wanted to make it very difficult on ourselves. So we decided to go an entirely different route where, so farm supply stores sell tanks you can fill with water to water your animals like cattle and horses and whatnot. So we found one that was 8 feet by 8 feet, 8 feet around in diameter. And it's about 2.5 feet deep. And we're like, sweet. Let's get this thing. It's metal. It'll heat up really quickly, so it won't be cold all the time. It'll be durable, and it won't like bust open and overflow, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So the only one we could find was at a place called Coastal Farm Supply in Auburn, Washington. And for those of you who don't know, Auburn is 2 hours away from where I live. It's a round trip, so it's like an hour there, hour back on the freeway. Okay. So we're like trying to figure out how we're going to transport it because it's an 8-foot diameter metal tub, and nobody has a truck big enough to hold that in. And my truck's certainly not big. It has a 5-foot bed, and I'm like, I couldn't even like put it on the back. It would be hanging off by 3.5 feet on like each side of the truck. So we borrow our friend's truck, which is slightly larger, and he has a frame on it on the top, so you can hang stuff off.
Did you like call them and ask them how people normally ship that first, or are you just like, let's get a truck?
We're just like, let's just figure it out.
Oh yes, ready
like
for the rest of this.
Like I said, the charters like to make things difficult for ourselves. So
they make decisions. They go.
That's right.
Yes.
So we borrow our friend Derek's truck, and he has a Tundra that has a 6-foot bed that has a frame on the outside. I know it's almost 8. We're almost there. But what's important is that there's a metal frame on the outside that you can hang like ladders and stuff off of. And what our plan is that we'll take this giant tub and tilt it on its side and angle it in the truck so that we can, strap it together and transport it. So
it'd be like 2.5 feet off of the side of your truck, at least to one side.
You got it, man.
Oh, so into this. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna send some. I'll send some photos to the message so you guys can see. But basically, we get to Auburn, and really none of us, like me or Caitlin, has no idea actually how big this thing is. Like just from looking at it, we're like, yeah, it's 8 feet, and that's not big enough for the truck. But so we get there and we pay, and then we go around to the back, and the first one they bring out is like a long, thin trough like deal. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I thought that, like, for some reason in my mind, I was like, oh, it's not that big. And I look at the guy and he's like, oh, did you get the 169 gallon one? I was like, what? I don't know. And then I handed him the slip and he's like, oh, no, you wanted the 690 gallon one. And I was like, what? So he like takes the forklift and wheels this like smaller thing away and goes back into the warehouse into the darkness. And I'm like, uh-oh. And so then the next thing I know, there's another guy who is pushing this huge round tank on its end, like a big wheel in front of him. I can't even see him. He's coming out of the doorway towards the truck. And then he like gets there and he's like, all right, so how do you want to load it on there? And I was like, I don't know. And so I'm like, all right, I'll get in the truck bed, I guess, and I'll pull it up onto the truck. And we kind of like mess around with it, and it's like 85 degrees in the sun in Auburn, and the whole thing is starting to heat up. And we don't have gloves, so it's like it's burning us as we're trying to put it on the truck.
Oh my God.
And so we eventually get it in place, and then I spend the next like 40 minutes trying to ratchet strap this thing to the truck frame and the bed. And we have to keep the tailgate down because it's too long. It won't fit in the whole bed, even with it being round. And the first ratchet strap job I did on this thing was the most like jury rig thing I think I've ever done. Like unsafe at any speed was like this whole.
That's a big round thing.
I know.
Those straps, you want to make them tight, but if you do want a big round thing, they'll just start to slide.
Exactly. And so what I noticed is like the tighter I made it on the back, I had to make sure that I didn't tighten it too much, or else the bottom of it that was touching the truck bed would start to lift up, and it would just
shoot straight up.
So I like kind of go look at Kayla and I'm like, look, we can't go on the freeway with this thing. And we're in Auburn. Mm-mm. So plug in your maps and we're going to have to go back roads the whole way home. She's like, nice. She's like, all right. So that it's 2 hours to home from here that way. And I was like, okay. And we were like, we got to do it, I guess. And so we start off and then we like go for about an hour, and then we stopped at Starbucks. And I like tried to redo my ratchet strap deal. And then after I redo the straps, then we're like, fuck it, let's go on the freeway. And we just we have to try it out, right? We're like, nice. Look, we're so frustrated with this being.
You have to.
We have to. We're so frustrated with this thing that, and we like get off on the Auburn exit onto 405, come up to and like get onto the freeway.
Wait, you're still in Auburn?
Yeah,
after an hour of driving.
We're still in Auburn after like 40 minutes of driving. And so we get onto the freeway and we make it as far as the next exit, which is to Maple Valley. And we only went about 50 miles an hour because the minute we got on the freeway, I could feel the entire car moving around because the wind had caught the top of the
it makes like a wind foil. It's gonna knock
exactly. So then it was the rest of the drive was pretty eventful or uneventful getting back, but it did take us 2 hours until to get back to Everett. You guys can see the photos on Messenger there of what it looked like on the back.
It's like exactly what I was pitching it to look like. It actually doesn't. I mean,
that's
how does it work as a pool? It actually looks like it'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. So on Sunday, it was when it was like 95 here.
Yeah.
It worked great as a pool. It only took us about half an hour to fill it up.
Nice.
And then we just hung out in it all day and got the beach towels out and everything, and it was really great, honestly.
Plus, you're able to water all the neighborhood livestock too.
Yeah, you can pretend
everybody's horses can come over and just stay out in the backyard.
You can pretend you're like a cow and you can roll around in it. You know?
That
you
is
can
amazing.
fill it full of hay.
Does it get hot to the touch on a really hot day because it's metal?
The edge did for sure. Like when I was like leaning in it like this, now my arms up, and I was like, this really hurts. Yeah, I had to like splash water on there. But
you like put some padding around it, maybe.
Yeah, we can fix that.
But mostly it works great. I mean, like because there's water in there, the metal stays the same temperature as that water.
I think there's potential to convert this into a jacuzzi in the winter as well.
Mm-hmm. We're actually looking into that right now.
Okay.
What? Really? Wow.
Yeah, seriously. We're like, let's just get a pump and electric heater. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's already
dope.
Big metal tub.
That's crazy. You guys are crazy. It's hubris, dude.
This would be the most
The hubris.
The hubris. For sure.
we can do anything we want.
Yeah.
We can do. Oh, it's a hot tub now. Fuck you, Fred Meyer. You're like,
fuck you, God.
That's what it means to be an American, man. You're like, oh, I can make my own hot tub. Fuck this.
The hubris. Wow. Really though. Wow. Well, I can't wait to sit in that gym one day. That's gonna be exciting.
Hell yeah, I'll have you over.
I can't wait. Fantastic. Go ahead, Kevin.
I very proud. Two, this would be the scariest shit to be driving behind on the freeway I think that I've ever seen.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Also, like when you look at it from the back, like you can't really even like this picture, for example, you can't really see that it's attached at the top.
Nope. No.
It just looks like it just looks like a dish sitting in a very too small dish tray.
Yeah, it looks like it's just sitting in there like a basket. It doesn't look like it's attached to the top.
It doesn't look like it. Like you've got ropes around it, but it does not look like it's tied down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
there's that one around the corner. That's hilarious.
What was interesting is that
tub.
the whole drive, we actually got like no weird looks. Because we couldn't see behind us because I had a tub.
You couldn't see the weird looks.
But like on either side of us, when people would pull up, nobody even fucking looked at the thing. When you were on the back roads, and but every time we stopped, like we were to check it and stuff, no matter what parking lot we were in, people walked up and was like, "You could make a pool out of that," and I was like, "That's what I'm doing." Thanks, guys.
Great idea.
That's such a great idea.
Wow. Well, I'm glad it made it home safe. I thought that was going to end a completely different way with a lawsuit, perhaps.
Oh yeah, it could have been much worse.
Well, Chase, can you tell us a little about the Fate of the Fallen? We have this script here in front of us, and I've heard about this. I think I may have watched it once. I was not personally involved in this, so can you give us a little backstory on what this whole Fate of the Fallen situation is?
To give some backstory on Fate of the Fallen, I have to give credit, or at least half credit, to all of to our boy Dylan Reynolds. For pretty much the inception of this world, this Fate of the Fallen universe,
cinematic
that we
universe.
built.
Yes.
Yeah,
I started out as a project, much like a lot of our projects in this group, in video productions class, and we had to make like a short film. And Dylan made this. We made this video, and I was in it, Jim was in it, Mike was in it, Phil was in it. He's not here, and then that was pretty much it. We made like this short thing, and then afterwards we decided like, we could kind of expand upon that and make it an actual thing, and like maybe it has something to do with zombies. I don't know, who knows. And so we actually wrote the part that we're going to read. We actually wrote And we actually did film this one. I don't know if you guys remember. Jim, do you remember being in we filmed it at night?
I do remember filming the night scene, at least the parts that we did film, because
we even had the truck.
We had Michael Lundy's truck.
Yeah.
And you were in zombie makeup, and somebody dragged me across the ground and ruined my jacket.
Yeah.
And we got fake blood all over everything.
Oh my god.
Including Michael's truck.
Yeah.
We were getting yeah. We were getting pretty serious about movie making at this point, and so I don't know why we decided to film it at night. We were definitely not equipped to do that.
I don't think we had done that before. I think that was why we wanted to do it.
Yeah, it was terrible. We bought some floodlights that did not work, and we had flashlights. So if you want to watch it, the actual finished thing, it's just a bunch of flashlights waving around in the dark and people yelling. And then
I remember there was 4 or 5 takes of Mike being a medic in the back of the truck trying to save somebody.
Oh my god!
He kept laughing. It was so fucking good.
Yeah. So
dude, is that on the internet?
Dude, I don't know if
I'm looking at it right now. What's funny is that
I don't think it's on the internet actually.
Because I remember Fate of the Fallen. Wasn't there the one that we're running around the junior high?
Yes.
And
there's that one, which is called Fate of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Then you have Fate of the Fallen in parentheses zombie movie. Came out that same year, or was put on this YouTube channel the same year, and it's all. I'm looking at the thumbnail; it's just pitch black.
Dude,
yeah, exactly.
God damn! I can't. That's amazing.
If you watched it, it's not.
It's
terrible,
really good.
But it's it's really obviously bad to look at. But anyway, we decided that we wanted to make
we were children
back then. I thought I wanted to be a screenwriter, which still sounds kind of cool. Maybe I will. Who knows? Maybe I'll redo this script after we read it. But,
absolutely.
So I decided to make a full script, or not really a full script. It's really probably enough for a short film, and so that's what this is. And I'm not going to even describe what it's about or anything like that. You know that it has zombies in it. You know that there's running around, and that's pretty much all we need to know. I think that the script will speak for itself.
Oh, absolutely.
But this first part that we're going to read is basically what we had filmed in the dark. So now maybe we'll bring it to light. And also, this is a world premiere of this, by the way, especially of this script. I think I showed this script to Dylan maybe, and nobody else. And then it sat on my hard drive for years and years, and here we are
until this day.
Yeah, we are.
There's the actual narration. I guess not narration, but what do you call those? The scene direction.
Yeah.
Scene direction. Then there's a character named Harry, Jason. I see a Kurt, a Catherine. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually no, there's a William as well.
A William. Okay, so there's a perfect amount of roles for all the people in this call. Okay, so Chase, do you have any preference as to who plays who here?
There's also a Michael. No, I honestly don't. I have zero preference to who plays who. I almost forget who the main character is, and I forget. I mean, I kind of know who the main character is.
So can you do the stage direction then?
I'll do the stage direction, and then you guys can read the. You guys can read the parts.
Okay, I'll be Harry. Peter can be Jason. Mike can be. Let's see here. Kurt. You'll be Kurt. Mike.
Sweet.
Kevin, Catherine, K, Catherine, K, Kevin.
Yep.
And then William is going to be Jim.
Okay.
Because Jim's short for William anyway.
So. Oh, absolutely. That's exactly how that works.
All right, Great. Here we go. Fate of the Fallen, written by Chase Golka. And begin. I'm going to read every bit too.
Oh,
okay,
please,
so
please
here we go.
As written.
Exterior, junior high, night. Two men run side by side, breathing heavily. Spelled. Here we go. This is good. There's so many spelling issues. Spelled Heavely.
Heavily.
Yeah, there's another one. Their flashlights sporadically flash everywhere. They turn a corner. The hallway is empty. It is completely silent. After a second, we see glitters and flashes of lights from around the corner. Glitter. Eventually, the lights turn the corner and become flashlights.
Okay.
Twist.
They are held by two of our heroes, Jason and Harry. They move down the hallway with very minimal weapons.
Very minimal.
Very minimal. They had pistols, I'm pretty sure, in the movie.
You look at these guys, you're like, Whoa, they got like a lot less than I would have thought. You would assume the bare minimum of weapons.
Very minimal.
That's very minimal.
Oh,
how old were you guys this time, just for context?
dude, I actually don't know. I'm trying to think about when.
This was like 2018.
2008.
18. So you're like 26.
Jason,
Junior high,
were you like in sophomore year?
This is
of
what
high
I did
school,
my
or, like,
final year of
freshman year?
college. Yeah, this is what I did my final year of
Must have
college.
been 14, 15, right?
This is
Yeah,
my thesis.
just for context. Okay.
It was probably 12 or 11 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
All right.
We are
Okay,
getting close.
Suddenly, a dark figure appears about 75 feet ahead of them.
Oh,
It is a zombie.
No.
It stares at them for a second and then turns and walks slowly behind an elevator shaft.
Oh my God.
walk
Stunned, Jason
How
and
do
Harry.
you do that? How do you walk behind an elevator?
It's a zombie. It's a zombie ghost.
Oh my gosh. Stunned, Jason and Harry pause until Jason speaks up. Jason.
Go.
They start to sprint down the hallway towards. This is my favorite. Towards spelled TWORDS. Towards.
Like swords, but towards.
There should be like an apostrophe after
T word.
Towards. Words. Anyway. They sprint down the hallway towards the place where the zombie previously stood. A corner comes up, and Harry gives a hand signal to have Jason go straight as he turns to go around the elevator shaft.
Oh,
They're both jumpy.
Oh,
Very.
They fling their flashlights around, expecting the zombie to be anywhere.
I mean, they do have weapons, so I guess they can be careless.
Minimal.
They're minimal
weapons, though.
Minimal.
The flashlight is the weapon.
I love how much flashlights are fucking emphasized in this whole script.
If you watch the
flashlights
actual
are
movie,
fucking cool, dude.
That's
There's
the-
glittering lights. They
all
turn
it
into
is.
flashlights. I have no doubt that this is filmed exactly to a T how it was supposed to be.
Absolutely,
it is. Okay, anyway, so they expect the zombie to be anywhere. There is nothing. They move towards another hallway and take cover behind it.
It wasn't an accident.
T-words get, no, this is how I spelled T-words. They move towards another hallway and take cover behind a wall perpendicular to it. Spelled perpendicular, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's
Nice work.
Thank you. Harry gives a
That
hand
guy.
signal, and they both move forward from their cover. A dog is jogging down the hall towards.
Does it have like a sweatband on?
Yeah, he's out.
All I can picture is the
It's
dog.
so funny. Like you see dogs running and you see dogs walking, but it's not often. They're just out for a jog. It's got a headband on. It's got like
Hey,
pink-
what are
pink
you doing in my
wrist
neighborhood, huh?
He's out
you
for
got
a
minimal
night
weaponry
jog.
in my neighborhood?
weights. Dog's like, oh, who's these mysterious figures in the dark? Better jog over.
Anyway, as you might imagine, this catches Jason and Harry off guard. Attached to the dog leash is attached to the dog is a leash with no one to hold it. It drags alongside the dog as it jogs right in between them. A bush shakes up ahead and makes Harry and Jason aware of their lost attention. They both jolt, aiming their small weapons down the hallway.
Small weapons.
Small minimal weapons.
Very minimal.
There has to be more than one.
Tiny. All right, let's keep moving.
They start again walking down the hall, now even more alert than before. The bushes shake again, and Jason unloads half a clip into the bushes. There is a pause. A zombie
just
jumps out from another bush close by and tackles Harry. Harry's gun falls out of his hand onto the ground. The zombie is on top of Harry, struggling. Oh my God. Struggling to get a bite of him. Jason shoots the zombie 3 times in the side and it falls off Harry. Jason finishes it off with a shot to the heart. Suddenly, shrieks and footsteps sound behind them. They both turn around to see about 10 zombies sprinting their way. Harry starts to run for his gun, but the sounds of the zombies getting closer changes his mind.
Harry, run! Run!
They sprint. Flashlights still whirling about them. They come to
They're like magical.
All about playlist.
Whirling all around me.
I love it. Anyway, they come to the end of the school and sprint by the tennis courts with the
No, that's tennis. It's tennis courts.
Spelled TENIS. They sprint by the tennis courts. The zombies still in pursuit. Harry pulls out a beat up walkie-talkie.
Kurt, open the gate. We need backup.
They sprint down a hill. Kurt is in sight, opening the gate. Harry and Jason sprint through as Kurt slams the gate shut and locks it. They all run, getting as far from the fence as they can. A truck pulls up, holding 4 men with snipers and automatic rifles.
Sweet.
Finally, some big weapons.
Sweet.
The men hop out. The zombies reach the fence and try to open it. Seeing that it is locked, they start to climb it. With Jason, Harry, and Kurt still in the line of fire, the 4 men unload on all the zombies, picking them off as they try to jump the fence. One of the zombies succeeds and heads straight for Jason. Jason shoots the zombie twice in the chest, but it keeps tumbling towards him. He pulls out a knife and stabs the zombie in the heart, forcing it to the ground. Jason pulls his knife out of the zombie and proceeds down the road path towards the truck. Suddenly, he is shot in the leg from behind, which trips him up. But he gets up and proceeds. The zombie that had picked Harry's gun is shot and falls off the top of the fence. The zombies keep coming, hopping the fence and chasing after a wounded and hobbling Jason.
Hobbling Jason. The men in their car reload just in time to take the zombies out to let Jason get to the bed of the truck. The truck pulls away. Whew.
Wow.
Okay. Is an interior okay, and then we switched to interior truck night. Was that what you would actually do in a script?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, really? I guess. Okay, cool.
This is honestly, I'm stunned by the quality.
Yeah, it's nice.
I've read a lot of screenwriting books.
I can see every minute of this.
Absolutely. It's very clear.
That's really great. Okay. Kurt, in the passenger seat, fires back at pursuing zombies as the 2 shooters in the bed of the truck and Harry tend to Jason wounds.
Freddy?
Nobody's Freddy. I'll be Freddy. He's a shooter. He's losing too much blood.
Where's the first aid?
Kurt continuously fires back towards the other zombies.
They are still coming.
Jason clings onto Harry's arm tightly, and Harry reaches for a pad with which to hold on the wound. Wow.
Stay awake, Jason.
And then it just says POV of Jason's blurry and fading vision. Harry is telling Jason to stay with him and awake. A zombie jumps on the bed of the truck, but Matthew, the other shooter, hits it with the butt of his gun, and it falls off as Kurt adds a couple more rounds into it. Jason's vision begins to get extremely blurry and fades to blackness. Ooh, opening credits.
Oh,
Fate of the Fallen.
Oh,
Damn.
Oh.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, I
Directed
know.
by Michael Bay.
Damn.
Yeah, really great. So should we keep going, or?
I mean, that's actually not a bad place to end, probably. I mean,
I think that's a great spot.
there's so much more to explore.
There really is.
Like, what's going to happen to Jason? Is he going to wake up? Is he going to stay awake? And what about the shooter? Are they going to get some less minimal weapons?
Yeah,
Who
Matthew
knows,
and
dude?
Jason. No, Matthew and what was the other guy's name? Freddie. Matthew and Freddie. What happened to them? They were favorite characters of mine next to Kurt. Loved Kurt. Yeah, I thought his
they really
performance.
saved the day.
Yeah.
And this is also the perfect place to stop because that's as far as we filmed.
That is as far as we filmed right there.
Oh wow! Now I'm really excited to watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I haven't watched that in forever.
I hope who you cast as Jason was good because I'm always really sympathetic to a hobbling character.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I'm pretty sure we should have switched it. I'm pretty sure Jim is Jason, or
I'm gonna look at it
it was
really
either
quick
Jason or Harry.
because I want to know who was who.
Well,
It's definitely Jim and.
Jason's a zombie.
Jason's
in it.
badass. Jason is like the badass. You know, he's running away to get into the truck, as stuff zombies come at him, and he shoots zombies, but they get too close, so he stabs them with his knife, and he's like the last one to get in the truck, and then he pulls it out and keeps running while everybody reloads and takes out the people right before he gets in. Pretty great.
I remember Chase had to hop a fence like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, I had to be a zombie. Dylan and I, was Dylan in it?
I think so. He might have had to be a zombie.
Honestly, it's so fucking dark. I'm watching the opening and I can recognize Jim, but I still don't know who the second person is.
Oh man,
I have to know. You know what I love about this script is it's not like you wrote like in junior high, you wrote a script that was like, yeah, this fucking action movie, there's zombies and stuff. Yeah. And then we try and film this script with everything we have at a junior high. We have flashlights. We don't have a ton of
we have minimal weapons.
Minimal guns to use. Like it's like you wrote it knowing exactly the scope of, what we're capable
you really
of.
Did.
Oh,
like,
Mike.
You guys know.
Exactly. Hey, guess what?
It's you.
It's me.
I'm excited to.
I'm gonna watch that immediately after this episode because I don't remember. I clearly don't remember even being the main guy.
Oh man,
with Jim, second main guy.
Really great stuff.
Excuse me. I always second to Jim.
I can't wait to find out how you go behind an elevator shaft.
Yeah.
How did we film that? That's amazing. I want to see how the lights turn into flashlights. and the flashlights that are just whirling around them.
Flashlights still whirling.
Yeah.
There's a main feature of the video. We stuck to it. We stuck to the script, really.
Here's a this is the funniest part. Jim Charters left a comment on it 12 years ago.
Hell yeah, dude.
12 years ago. Jim said, "Oh, I guess this was put up 12 years ago, but was not filmed 12 years ago. It was much before that because that would have only put us in like our junior year of high school." So
oh my god, this comment's so good.
Jim says, "I'm glad you finally decided to put this up. Period. But the lighting was very poor in the beginning. Full stop." Well, it's not like we had a choice though. Full stop.
Yep.
Well, it's not like we had a choice though.
Well, we also had. I mean, Mike said, "I had no idea that the 28 days weeks later theme was used." ... Good choice.
Yeah, actually, the guy that colored all of it actually went on to work on the last final battle in Game of Thrones.
What?
Oh, no way.
Who the fuck
Someone
is that?
colored this?
No, I'm joking because you can't
Jesus
see.
Christ.
You can't see anything.
I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in myself.
I was going to say, there's no fucking way.
I'm
Mike,
so
you're so out of
disappointed.
it.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
I immediately got the joke.
I think that I've got no excuse. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh, this is a great experimental use of shaky cam at the beginning here too. We
were really into that kind of thing back in the day.
Well, listen, if you guys who are listening to this want to see Fate of the Fallen and its sequel, Fate of the Fallen zombie movie, we will be posting those links on our social media, so stay tuned for that. And let us know what you think. Should it have been a little bit darker? Let us know, because we can always go back and post. Speaking of our social media, definitely give them a follow. Podworm Spacecast, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can catch all the latest Podworms news on the social media. It's there at your fingertips. What else do we say at the end of the episode? If you want to send us an email, peterspacecast@gmail.com is the place to be. I like to read those here on the show. Check out Chase's EP.
Yeah.
What's it called, Chase?
It's called Fate of the Fallen.
Just
Zombie.
find
they fell.
Find on Elon Musk's workout playlist, Dubstep 2020, XXX, whatever it's called.
Yep.
And if you like this show, if you like Fate of the Fallen,
Whoa.
You got to check. There's another thing we got to plug.
Go download SlugJump on
come on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Plug yourself.
And if you live in
Andrew.
If you live in China,
slug yourself.
You might have already seen it. SlugJump available now on iOS. Check it out. Leave a review. It helps out the game and the show. because it helps out me, and then I help out the show. It's a trickle-down effect.
Trickle down.
Anyway, Space fans, it's been a blast. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. And as always, until next time, keep swimming!